Alright, so here we are. We are trying to get the range hood installed, and I'm not sure if in the previous video I told you about the issues with the studs here. Well, come to find out, verified with two Zircon stud finders, two different models. They pinpointed exactly the same spots, okay? So that's how I verified everything. So here you see lines running this way, which means that there should be a stud going this way. They stop here and here. Same thing with right here. There's where I marked the studs. Okay. There's my range hood distances. Okay. There's a stud here where each one of these pieces of tape is. Well, come to find out, in between my markings here, there are no studs in the wall there. So two Zircon stud finders have failed me, and they verified the exact same spots. I did it like 10 times. Nothing back there. And if I remember correctly, I thought it was kind of strange because here's a stud, supposedly. Hear how hollow that is? There's the stud. Hollow. Verified on two different Zircon stud finders. So if I was to take this as a measurement and say 16 on center comes over to here, I don't know if there's a stud there. I don't know if there's a stud there or there, because none of these are 16 on center, with the exception of starting from this bogus point. But here's the beam, so there should be studs back here, and there is. So, like trusty knuckle, you can hear the difference. So, that brings me to the issue that we have. And that is no studs back there where we have to mount the range hood. Okay? So, what I had to do is I had to put in this anchor. But I'll tell you what, every single range hood says that you need to mount it into studs. There's no studs back there. I'm not ripping out the wall to put in a support brace. Just to re-drywall it, re-subway tile it. So I went on a mission. One was to find the proper bit to go through porcelain. Not all tile bits are created equal, so not all of them will go through porcelain, because porcelain is actually very difficult to drill through without breaking it. And what I ended up with, starting with, okay, I used two different bits. I started with a paddle bit that's designed for glass. And the reason I started with this is because I was going through grout, and only a little bit of the tile edge was going to be chipped away. This worked great. This is what you're actually going to use when you go through the tile itself. You'll need to keep it wet with water as you go through to keep this from heating up or heating up the porcelain and shattering the porcelain. From here, I found out that there was no stud back there when I used, regular standard wood bit. So then I had to upgrade, knowing I was going to have to use some toggles or some anchors that would go through not only the tile, which is, I don't know, 3/8 to 1/2 inch thick, plus 1/2 inch drywall. And you'll find that that's very hard to figure out. So what I ended up doing was I went to my local hardware store, browsed around, did research online, but this is what I found. And I found this in the store. Flip toggles. I don't know if you can see that thing. This is the packaging. Flip toggles. Heavy duty toggle anchor. This claims it's supposed to hold 250 pounds. In drywall of multiple sizes, in lath, plaster, wood, tile, and concrete. Some big claims. Big claims. So, skeptical, I followed the directions on the back, which are pretty easy once you figure out what's in the picture. I drilled out my hole at 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter. To do that, I had to go buy a quad bit, 1/2 inch quad bit. They make paddle bits, but this one was a lot faster. And it is a New England Carbide glass and ceramic tile bit, ultra quad. Worked great. I had no issues. It took me probably less than 30 seconds to drill both holes. Okay? Going back to the toggle bolt, this is what it is. This is it. Piece of flimsy plastic as a guide. You feed this into the wall, you push this through, and you screw it in. It's that simple. Sorry about that, my camera died. Okay, so let's do this over again. Here's your flip toggle. This piece goes down. You're going to flip it around and feed it into your hole. Okay? Just like that. You're going to push it in and you're going to feel it, but keep a hold on this and it clicks. Then you're going to pull it back and it won't come out. Now I have to do this with two hands. You're going to take this round piece, slide it carefully down this snap channel and push it through your hole. Make it as nice and snug as possible. Okay? Then let me go ahead and do that and I'll show you what's next. See, that'll focus, but that's as snug as I can get mine. Next, you're going to take your thumb, put it on the top, the open side, and you're going to bend this down and it's going to snap right off. Now you're going to take your bolt with a screw that comes with it. It's 3 inches long. You're going to put it in the track until you hit the metal on the other side, okay? And you're going to start screwing it in and you're secure. Again, the claim is 250 pounds each. My range hood is 45 pounds, so I'm hoping that this is legit and it will actually hold my range hood up. So that's where we're at. Hope it works. I'll keep you updated. On to the next.